Hey everyone, just here with my winter hat on. I lost it and now I found it. My niece bought me that for my birthday and love it. Look, today I just want to talk to you about letting yourself progress with time. And it's kind of like you're a block of stone and you're chipping away at it, and eventually you make a masterpiece similar to Michelangelo when he built the statue of David, which is a beautiful statue. You must go and see. And you should go traveling, go on a holiday once a year at least, or go away for a year backpacking, because it does bring you out of that bubble of life. It makes you open to the world, and sometimes you can even get great ideas from things you see in other countries and bring it back to other countries. So it ignites creativity and stuff like that. But I like go sometimes on about 4 or 6 holidays a year, sometimes weekends away and that. This year I didn't do that very much. This year was more of a time for me to reassess my life. I was in a job I didn't like, and at that, I read 85% of people are in jobs they don't like. So sometimes when you look for a job, don't be thinking, oh, I want to go for this job and earn money. Just take a little bit more time for yourself to breathe and say, look, this is what I want to work in. I want to work in maybe in the clothes industry or whatever, and just apply for those jobs and go and do things that make you happy, because the key to life is happiness. For some reason all of us want to go there, and we all want to be happy. So what other things I wanted to talk about? A good wine takes time to mature, and different things. And even when you look at the likes of Bill Gates, his life story, he was actually 12 when he started out reading and educating himself. But well, that's what people say, but when you look at his documentary, his mother was a teacher and she had him reading since he was 4. And he went to a school where he found it very boring, and then he kind of went to a special school for very intelligent people. And no one had computers at that time, and there was a computer in his school, which ignited him to. He used to get up in the middle of the night and go over to the computer room and be messing on it day and night, and was obsessed with it. And that's kind of how life goes. You do have to become very passionate for what you want to do. It's not about going home and just sitting and watching TV. It's about learning and progressing more and more, and being hungry for that. He was probably lucky in a way, the computers came to him. But at the end of the day, generate your own luck. Be around people that influence you, and that will be a key to help you succeed. So if you're not around the people that are pushing you, then get into that situation, look up, research for them. I do want to talk about your path in life. It's the path that you're going to choose. 50% of people want to be entrepreneurs. Entrepreneur lifestyle. You're going to have to grow a pair of balls made of steel, basically, if you want to go into the entrepreneur life, because a lot of time you're going to be laughed at, especially if you have new ideas and different things. And in the water of the entrepreneur water, that's where all the sharks with no hearts hover. And unfortunately, really extremely ambitious people, they want it all. So they want it, they want it all, so they're very greedy. There is other types of people. They're called the visionary people. They're kind of normally the likes of Abraham Lincoln, Oprah, Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, Mother Teresa, and they normally, when they walk upon this earth, they'll change it. The earth will never be the same again with their presence, and they change the lives of millions. So they do. So they have a massive impact. It's within everyone has the seed to become that. But that normally takes a bit of tweaking. You have to take away your greed. If you find yourself that you look at people and you're very jealous minded of what they have, and you don't see what you have, and you're not delighted for them, normally you're probably out of alignment to become one of those type of people. So with that, like, I would say you have to live by the nature of, or the law of nature, which is a very abundant law. It means there's enough to go around for everyone, and there's a piece of pie for everyone. So there is. So they basically when you have to look at nature in a way where you see when you look at a tree and it produces so many apples, and then in the apple there's so many seeds, that's the law of nature. It's full of abundance. If you're looking at a tomato, it's full of seeds. It's just ever given. It's totally it's the bigger picture. You become part of the bigger picture when you start seeing this way, and it's a good path to go on if you want to become an entrepreneur. You'll make great changes in the world. But for majority of people, like, they want a house and they want a car. They don't want to have overheads, and they want a few pound in the bank so they can go on a few holidays. They have a bit of money for a rainy day and different things, and that's it. That's a simple, nice life, and that's for everyone, that type of life. And if you put if you put in a bit of effort, you'll definitely get that. And I wish that upon everyone, So that's an easier path to go down, and it's very achievable, that path. What other things do I want to say? Yeah, like, because I'm talking about producing a good wine, taking time to become nurturing yourself and stuff like that. I do want to talk about relationships. I think when you don't have relationships, good relationships, like, what else do you have? Like, you don't really have much in life. So for me, I see this, I think if you think you're going to have a deep connection with someone over a week or over a weekend, you may be going on a lot of wild goose chases for a while, so you will be. And if you think, you're going to form good communication skills and a deep intimacy with someone over a short period of time, you're going to be deluding yourself there for a while. So it takes time to produce that. And I could only really I can only describe it as it'll take a few months. Most people, I would advise 3 to 6 months to get to know someone, and in that time, the great friendship forms, and sometimes it doesn't really, you don't want it then after a while, and it's easier to walk away from the person because you haven't went down that sexual path. So I would advise it to get to know people. For me, I'd probably even wait longer. I find the relationship of friendship very purifying, and have a very high tolerance. So I would be a bit different, but I would just advise, give 3 months and that, and you might find you don't like them, or you might find you've really got a really good connection and intimacy and a good friendship and a good foundation, which I always talk about, and it can really blossom into something really good. Because unfortunately, I'll just tell you this, years ago it's very different. We lived in a wee town, and you only knew a few people, and you probably married the local girl or whatever. But now, just within your mobile phone, you have the whole universe within that. You can connect with anyone in the entire world through that phone, and people are very dispensable, even with your Tinder and that. If someone kind of gets in a fight, or that person's annoying me, you're just disposed of, and then they just click on their phone to find someone else. So when you're living in a world like that, you're going to have to want to connect with people in a deeper level and deeper bonds, and that's the only way, because we live in such a fast pace. Just slow it down. It's a more natural way that we were meant to be, and you'll see that through civilization, and that people didn't even have phones years ago. They went for years without seeing a partner. So yeah, so just they're just some tips, to help you on your way. Always wishing you well, and wanting you to have the good life. And if you feel like this video was benefiting you, just do write me a wee comment. I always do kind of try and, if I'm not busy, get back to you. And I do love hearing people's different insights and stuff. And that. So that's really all for today, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.